What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I'm out here on the run, trying to get things done. And I want to talk about that Deshaun Leith situation. It's important to highlight this because this is something that, in my opinion, is a big deal, and it's kind of got swept under the rug because of everything going on with Carmelo Anthony. So you have a black man. He gets into an accident. He's in Ohio on the highway. He gets into an accident. State troopers approach him. Well, first they talk to another guy who says, hey, the guy up there, he didn't flip the car. And they pull up on him. He's outside. It's just one state trooper at the time. They're still in Ohio. And he seems like he's on something. Like, I don't mean that to be funny. I just going by based on his behavior. He was acting very erratic, being very irrational, and he's talking about the devil and Jesus, and just the state trooper immediately sees that he's not right, so he's trying to get him away from traffic. You know, get him towards more towards the guardrail, the shoulder. And in doing so, Leith becomes even more irate. And he says to him, you touch me again and you're going to die. Now, in many cases, a lot of police officers would have got aggressive and got him together then, but this officer was still trying to calm him down. He was trying to secure him by handcuffing him, and Leith starts attacking him. Now, the cop, interestingly enough, the cop decides to go ahead and throw hands with him, which I thought was very interesting, you know, because we all know that many others would have took a different route, but the cop takes the route of going ahead and throw hands with him. I applaud him for that, because remember, you guys, I said I was very critical of the Carmelo situation because I'm like, why didn't these young men just settle things with fists? Now, here's a situation where the cop has the ability and justification to use more, and he's still like, nah, I'm gonna get you together with just these. Leith gets the better of him, and he tries to taser him to get him together, and the taser really don't work. So they go for round two. Leith gets the officer, the trooper, on the ground, and then he takes off driving in the cruiser. And you hear him inside of it for a good 10 to 12 minutes talking to himself. And he's driving very erratic. That's why I said this guy, he's on something, all right? He's clearly on something. I'm very much interested in what the autopsy report is going to show, because this is a man that he was high on something, man. This ain't something that a little marijuana or a little drinky drink is going to do. This man was on something else. If I turn out to be wrong when the autopsy comes, I will make another video retracting this. But it is my belief that this man was on something just based on his behavior. It's not normal for you to be talking to yourself like this. It's not normal for you to steal a police cruiser. And the way he was driving, his disregard for everything. But he crashes. You see in the dash camera, he flips the cruiser. He gets into an accident flipping the cruiser. It goes to sliding. He's in there. He's okay somehow behind this. You see his hands. He's talking to himself still. He gets out. Now, they don't show this part because shots were fired, but some other altercation ensued and they end up using deadly force. Some feel like they could have taken him into custody without deadly force. You know, we were not there. And based on what we've seen, they did their damnedest to take him into custody without using deadly force. He ends up in Pennsylvania. All right, so this started in Ohio and it ends in the Pennsylvania Turnpike. So at some point you have to make a decision, even though it may not be a popular one in the court of public opinion, but you have to make a decision to protect the public. And that's the route that they went. The officers have been put on administrative leave. That's actually commonplace behind there being an officer-involved shooting. I really am wondering what that toxicology report is going to show, though, because I really do believe that he was on something. The reason why it's important to talk about this is because since the Carmelo Anthony stuff is happening, us black folks, it's like anytime we do something wrong, we want to defend them and do a GoFundMe. He has a GoFundMe. Last time I checked in on it, it was around 13,000. And listen, there can't be all these GoFundMes, man. Some of y'all are gonna have to stay out of trouble. Choose your battles better. You're gonna have to pick your battles. Stop trying to get involved in everything silly. And if it goes left, you need a GoFundMe. You know, the GoFundMe thing really gets me, because why don't any of us ever have any damn life insurance? I'm legit wondering this. I'm seeing a pattern here. Why don't any of us ever have any damn life insurance? If you ain't got no life insurance, why are you out here doing the most? It's crazy to me that you got mofos out here doing the absolute most. And then your family has to figure out a way to bury you afterwards, man. Just wow. So he's being touted as some community leader. I seen the picture of him. You know, he seemed like he was an upstanding member of society. Or at least this is what he's being portrayed as. He's being framed as. And I'm not about to object to that. I'm not about to challenge that, because I don't know this man. And I try not to judge people by their worst moment. I think that the sum of a person's life is not based on their worst possible moment. So I'm not going to see something that he did that obviously was poor judgment, or he was high on something or whatever, and say that his life categorically he was a bad person. This was a series of bad choices that seem to be fueled by some sort of substance. And my heart goes out to his family that's left with having to make sense out of this situation and figure out a way to bury him. But let me know what you guys think, man. I'll holler at y'all soon. Peace.